Hi everyone, Marie McGrath here, founder of Restore Balance and Harmony. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a great day, a great start to a new week. We're 22 days into the new year, and I thought it was a good time to get on and have a chat about how the new year's going, whether you are ready to make changes, whether you have made changes. Have you did you make New Year's resolutions, and how are they working for you? Or are you just back to the daily grind, back at work, everything's the same old, and you're wondering how you're going to get through a new year? I posted on here a couple of days ago a photo and a video about some emotions that we as women have a lot of. We struggle with different things through the time, and today I thought I'd talk about stress, because it is something that I hear a lot of my friends talking about, specifically about going back to work. Some it was, kids and school holidays. But stress is something that is really causing major trouble for our minds, for our bodies, for our well-being. So if you're looking at creating change, wanting a better day-to-day life, then I would start with this one thing. So I read something the other day that 95% of all doctor visits, other than trauma, other than, falling off a bike and breaking an arm, car accident, blah, 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 any kind of trauma, obviously that's completely different, but 95% of doctor's visits, other than trauma, are stress related. Do you realise that stress has such a major effect on every single part of your system? Stress, when we're stressed, we release a chemical called cortisol. Okay, and that release of chemical was designed in our body to give us an instant response, a fight or flight response to danger. It is there for our survival. We release this when we have to run away from danger, run away from a wild animal. You've heard of people who can lift a car when there's a child stuck under it. Okay, it's this instant hit of adrenaline that allows us, or is there for us to be able to survive traumatic things. But these days we stress about work, we stress about the boss, we stress about our finances, about the kids, about being able to get everything done in the day. And we're always on this stress, and we're releasing this cortisol, it's actually toxic to our system. And it affects each and every single one of our systems. We have 9, I think. Don't ask me to name them. I should be able to, but I can't. But we have these systems, and this toxic chemical affects each and every single one of them. And just for an example, when we are really, really stressed, our digestive system doesn't work properly. So we stop absorbing the nutrients from the food, or we don't absorb as much of the nutrients that we have going through our body. And you know what? Most of us aren't getting all the nutrients we need from the food that we eat anyway. So we get more tired, we get more down on ourselves, our mood diminishes because our body isn't getting all that it needs to feel good. So our mind's not working properly, then our body starts, and then we're just so down on ourselves, we can't help it but want to sleep in and press the snooze button. And then we're struggling, being able to deal with the boss and being able to deal with all the day-to-day stuff. We stress more, we cry more, we struggle more, and all the other emotions tend to get us down. And it's this mouse wheel that just keeps going over and over and over. We just can't seem to get out of this habit. So what we need to do is cut back on the stress. And how do we do this? Well, you know what? Take time to breathe. Stop and wonder. Stop and just really think, you know what, if I wasn't going to be here tomorrow, would this really matter? You know, try and put things into perspective. You know, if it was somebody else, if it was your sister or your best friend or someone in a third world country, would they care about what you're caring about right now? Do you need, you know, whatever it is that you're struggling and worrying about financially? Do you need the best car? Do you need the big house? You know, these are just examples I'm just throwing off at the top of my head. You know, everyone's stressing about different stuff. So just a tip to just stop, breathe, calm down, maybe do some meditation. That is another really, really good way to try and quieten the mind. And I know it takes a lot of practice to actually get to that place where it is quiet, but you need to take time for yourself. You need to put yourself first, because when you're in this stressed out state, you know, you are saying things and you're feeling things and you're doing things that you may not do if you were in a calm, positive, uplifted place. Everybody around you can see what you're doing or how you're feeling, and that it does affect the people around you. And if you have kids, especially, you know, be mindful of what they're seeing in you, because that is where they're getting their stress. God, I can see mum stressing about something. You know, she's not happy. She can't do this, and we're stressing her out. And then they start stressing, you know. There's so many studies that are talking about, and this is sort of off where I wanted, but there are so many studies and they're talking about kids as young as 5 stressing, being put on medications. And also when we go to the doctor, if we go to the doctor for stress, you know, what are they going to do? Give you a pill. And then the pill, you know, does things to your system, and then, oh, you know, you feel this and you've got these side effects, and then, you know, you'll go back and they'll give you another pill. And I'm not saying that we don't want to go to the doctor and don't do these things, but there are other alternatives to reducing this stress, to stopping and listening to what's going on inside, having solutions for emotional baggage. You know, these are things that I work with. This is so close to my heart. I can't, you know, tell you how much of a difference the tools that I have make. And I can't tell you how passionate I am about helping other women, other people. You know what, if you're a man and you want help, then you can contact me and I can put you on a path where you can talk to a male transformologist. You know, I've been working with a couple of clients, and I've just seen a past client, and I walked in and the smile, this radiant, happy woman was looking back at me, and I just could not get over the physical change in her. And I asked her, and she said, oh, I feel so good, I feel happy, I feel great. My responses, my reactions to everything around me that's going on are completely different to what they used to be. There is no stress in her life right now. And there are times when, you know, you will have that instant reaction or that trigger to certain things, and it's normal to have that stress reaction, but our body needs to then go back to a rest and repair state. It cannot survive, and although it has, but these are the things that trigger the illnesses in us. Okay, if you're going to the doctor all the time because there's one thing after another thing after another thing after another thing, you know, you're always feeling terrible and sick, your body is telling you, you know what, there's some shit you need to deal with. I don't know what that is. You know, you might not know what that is, but maybe you need to sit down and try and work out, or speak to somebody who can help you. We need to get away from this stressful, you know, being in that stressful state. The body was always meant to have an instant reaction. Yes, big cortisol, adrenaline rush, and then it goes back to this rest and repair state. for us to be at good health. So when this chemical is running through us all the time, it's causing us illness, and it is a massive trigger for our body to create illness. Cancer as one, there are so many others that we're just ignoring we're taking care of our physical health. We're trying to eat better and do things and exercise, or a lot of us, and then we forget about this emotional side of us, and it is so important. I watched a movie called Heal. It's a documentary, not a movie, about the mind-body connection. Okay, they are one. If you go to a doctor and you say you're emotionally, or you're stressed, or you're depressed or something, they'll either give you a pill or send you to a psychiatrist. Okay, they've got a different doctor for your head, they've got a different doctor for your heart, they've got a different doctor for your toes, a different doctor for your indigestion. There are different things, but our body runs as one. And our emotions are a massive part in how our body works. And I think that's just been forgotten. So I may have babbled a bit in this, but I just want to get it into your awareness that your emotional state is extremely important to how your physical body runs. And stress, being one of the biggest things that we have in life, is one of the biggest things that's affecting our health. So I've got some really good stuff coming up. I've got a couple of courses, new courses. I'm going to have some, I haven't got a specific name, but it'll be something like a mindfulness mastermind retreat for women, 6 most, very small. But if you are someone who is worried about what people think, I think that is something that we all struggle with. If that is something, if you're worried about, everything that I do, every person that I talk to, every woman, it's confidential. Okay, unless you for some reason choose to allow me to talk about you, or you talk about you, it's absolutely confidential. I talk about some things that my clients go through. I don't use their name, and I actually have asked them permission to use their stories and their testimonials, their emotions. I've asked them permission. And I'm still not using their name, but I'm talking about their story. So I have asked for that. So if you don't want that to be known to the world, then that's confidential as well. So if that's something that's worrying you or stressing you, I don't want people to know what's going on with me. Everything is confidential. I think it's really important for you to know that. There are solutions. There are simple. There are fast. There are permanent solutions to the emotional crap that we are carrying around with us, and allowing that to change the way that we want to live our life, to affect the way our body is living life. And everyone just wants to be happy. They want to be less stressed. They want to be they don't want to have anger or anxiety or fear or any of that running their mind and stopping them from doing what they want to do. So if you want to talk, just send me a message and we can make a time to have a quick conversation. Okay, we can see what program might suit you. They're not all the same. They're not all with Creatrix. Okay, Creatrix is the big be all end all. Boom, get rid of that shit and start life fresh. It is amazing. I was talking to another past client a couple of days ago, and she said, you know what, Maria, Christmas was a nightmare. She said, my whole life exploded. There was so much going on, you've got so many different families and different personalities and the stress of this and that and that. But she said, Maria, I handled it. I had none of the reactions. If I hadn't had Creatrix, I would have lost my shit. And they're her words. She would have lost it. She said, the reactions, I was surprised. Every single time. I'm surprised at how I'm reacting to new situations. And you know what? Right now, I feel great. I feel fine. None of that. Sometimes when something happens or a conversation and you go home and you sit and you chew on it and you chew on it, and you get down and you think about it and you think, I should have said this and I should have said that and I should have done this and I should have done that. You get stuck in the shit. You get stuck in the emotion or in that situation and you want to change it, but it's gone. The other person might not even be thinking about it, might not have entered their head ever again, but you're thinking about it and living in it, and it's past. Some of these things are the stresses that cause illness. That just for one little example there. Anyway, I've rambled too much, but I just want you to know that there is ways to let that stuff go, to feel less, to feel, to have a better, it's a wisdom, to not react, to not stress, to not feel or get stuck in situations. You will still stress at times, but you will have a trigger and then you will go back to that rest and repair state. You're not having toxic chemicals flood your body, 24/7. Which cause all sorts of other illness. So anyway, I'll leave it there. I've chatted too much. I hope this is of some value to some of you out there. And like I said, if you want to know if there's something that could help you, message me. We can have a chat and see which one of my programs can help you start new you, new life, new you, new year, new you, new year. New you.